What is up with Michael Irvin? Can you guys behave? It's just amazing. You give these guys millions and millions of dollars. All you have to do is behave yourself. What is this guy doing now? He's being accused of rape back in 2007. And his brother allegedly was involved as well. This guy had a career full of turmoil. It looked like he got his act back together, went into religion, got a radio show, got a TV show, and now this. Some of these guys just don't learn. They just don't learn. And I'm going to say to the Minnesota Vikings and the NFL and all the Brett Favre fans, what happened? It was a total bust. You paid $12 to $13 million. And I said this way back in August. You paid all this money for this guy to win you the Super Bowl. He wins one more game than a rookie, Favre Jackson, did last year. And now he sets you back a whole year of developing a quarterback. He lost the game. Lost the game for you. Well, of course, there were some fumbles too, but the ball was in his hands. You paid him $13 million. You want the ball in Brett Favre's hands at the end of the game. And he failed. He failed to get you to the Super Bowl. And now, all of a sudden, Brad Childress and the Minnesota Viking ownership is in the same predicament as Green Bay. And hats off to Green Bay and that management for putting their foot down and letting Brett Favre go. Now, all of a sudden, how long is Brett Favre going to stretch this out? You got the draft coming up. The Vikings got to think about it. Are we going to bring in a quarterback? Do we still go with Sage Rosenfels? Or whatever his name is, Favre Jackson? Or is it Brett Favre? So they got some thinking to do, but once again, Brett Favre, Mr. Ego, just like he did with the Packers, and the Packers had enough of it, but the Vikings, they're playing his game. They played his game, and they lost in the NFC Championship game. One play. All he had to do was make one play, and he couldn't do it. So now you're going to go in the season with a quarterback a year older and more hits on him, and you're going to have him take his time to make his decision. And he's probably going to do the same thing. Probably doesn't want to go to training camp. Come to the start of the regular season a couple weeks before the regular season, and he's playing. And once again, you're going to have a Brett Favre, and we'll see exactly where that's going to take you. So the Vikings want to play that game. That's on them. But I mentioned way back that with Brett Favre, it would have been a bust, and it wasn't a total bust, but it was a bust because the objective was to get the Vikings in the Super Bowl. He had the ball in his hand, and he couldn't deliver. He couldn't deliver. All right, coming up soon, in a bit, it's going to be spring training. So when Digital Dave gets in here, we're going to talk a little bit about the baseball. We're going to talk about the results of the Super Bowl. And it was good to get the Super Bowl over because, well, actually, the Super Bowl hasn't going to be played in a couple days. But it's good because it lets all the Brett Favre fans get that out of their mind that could have been their team instead of the Saints. You're listening to the Snow and Digital Dave radio show.